Likutei Moharan, Vav. We're holding in the middle of Sif Dalet, number 4. So we said before that in order to do tshuva, to be able to zeicha to tshuva, a person needs to be able to be very proficient in the darkei tshuva, in the ways of tshuva, and have the agility of mind to shift his state of mind when he's up and when he's down. When he's up, don't get, too giddy and realize that you haven't done anything yet. Because Kadosh Baruch Hu is infinite. And the same thing when you're down. Don't get too down, no matter what you did, because Kadosh Baruch Hu is with you. Kadosh Baruch Hu is absolutely everywhere. And you can serve Kadosh Baruch Hu from everywhere. And Kadosh Baruch Hu is totally with you everywhere. So this kind of working, this kind of equilibrium is embodied in the verse in Mesak Shamayim Shamata. If I will ascend, if I will soar all the way to the heavens themselves, Shamata, there you are. In other words, Sham, there, far. I still haven't begun. Vatzia Sheol, if I've made my bed in the depth of hell, Hineka, you're with me. This is a proficiency in coming and efficiency in going. And we says that's the thing with Ani L'Dodi, I am to my beloved and beloved is unto me. I am to my beloved, it talks about when you're going high, that there's still a long way to go to your beloved. When you're in the lower madrei, Kadosh Baruch Hu is with you, comes to you, and this is the Sod Kavanas Elo. And he says, this is the main kavod of Kadosh Baruch Hu, that the person becomes proficient in the process of going up and going down, and he never ever stops come closer to Kadosh Baruch Hu. This is what is said about Shabbos. He says you should honor the Shabbos, in that you don't do, you don't conduct yourself on Shabbos the way that you conduct yourself in Yom Tov. It says the Rachecha l'shon Rabin. The ways are talking about in plural. Hainu ayel, coming in, v'nafik, going out. Through drachecha, through your ways, going in and going out, these two ways, you're zoiche to b'chibadato, you will honor him. This is how you honor HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When a person has these two proficiencies, then you are going in the ways of tshuva, and you're zoiche to the covenant of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to a divine covenant. As it is said, and you will honor him from doing your ways, because by the fact that you are giving covenant to Kadosh Baruch Hu and give him honor, you are zoche to covenant Eloki. Hainu shezoche l'keser. You attain the aspect of keser. There is no covered without the word chaf. In the word covered that alludes to the sphere of the keser, because the sphere of the keser alludes to the covered of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, as we said in Oisves before. That is by through tshuva, which is keser, which is what we said, the keser is the shonam tono, that you have to wait, right? You're zocher to covet, because the koset you're zocher to honor, because the honor is the keser. And then, ואז ימין השם פשוטה לקבל תשובו. So then, Hashem's right hand is outstretched to receive your tshuva. וזה סוד כוונס אלו. This is the sod that is intrinsic in the kavanas elo that Arizal said that this is what a person should keep in mind during Elo. This, before we go weiter, because the next thing that we go is we're going to take everything we learned until now, and the Rebbe is going to codify it in a rather abstract way, and show how it works in a formula kind of a way. So before we go there, I just want to mention that we said it at least once before, that the Noam Elimelech says that there's a Gemara that says Kol Adam Be'eretz Yisrael, anybody who lives in Eretz Yisrael, Doime Kemi Sheyesh Elokah, he resembles someone who has a God, has a deity. Kol Adam B'chutz La'aretz, anybody who lives in Chutz La'aretz, Doime Kemi She'en Elokah, he resembles he who does not have a God. That's what the Gemara says. And you can see it l'maisa, when you live in Chutz La'aretz, there's a certain kind of thickness, over, there's a Kodesh, but whatever it is, but the whole thing is thick and superfluous, and the Metzias is a Metzias of tremendous gashmias. It's a different thing altogether. That's why it's such a culture shock, such a shock to come to Eretz Yisrael, because suddenly the Metzias of Kodesh Baruch Hu is open here, pleasant and unpleasant, both ways. But the Noam Elimelech, he points out linguistically that the Gemara is actually saying something rather peculiar. He says, Kol Adam Be'eretz Yisrael, anybody who lives in Eretz Yisrael, Doime, he resembles somebody who has a God, which means really he doesn't. He only resembles somebody who does. And the same thing with Chutz La'aretz. Anybody who lives in Chutz La'aretz, Doime Kemi She'en Elokah, he only resembles somebody who doesn't, but really he does. So,
what's the explanation of that?
What?
What's the explanation?
Well, so the Melech says whatever he says, legabe lefi inyanai. But we can explain it according to what the Rebbe says over here. You have, this going up, Metzak Shamayim Shamato, going all the way up to Hashem. Going up, spiritually. This is something which is, the Rebbe, you'll see right now, the Rebbe calls it Darei Ma'ala. Those that live on the high floors, the top guys, and those, the simple people, are called Darei Mata, those that live in the basement,
Penthouse in the basement.
The dwellers, the lower dwellers. The Rebbe says that, and that any tzaddik that cannot show, the real great people that haven't even started yet, and the low people, Kodesh Baruch Hu is with them, Eino tzaddik la is not a tzaddik at all. Now, the main avodah of Moshe, of the tzaddik emes, is to show the great ones that they haven't started anything, and the low ones, and Hashem is with them. So this is what how you can explain this switch of the Noam Elimelech. says, Kol Adar Be'eretz Yisrael, whoever lives in Eretz Yisrael. You know, the Gemara says that Eretz Yisrael is higher than all the lands. It's Pchinas Doramala. He says, Doime Kemisha Doime Mishon Dimyan, Mishon Koyecha Medame. He thinks he has a lakah. You have to show him he doesn't have anything yet. Really, he doesn't have it yet. You haven't started at all. Kol Adar B'chutz La'aretz, whoever lives in Chutz La'aretz, which is Pchinas Da'amata, he thinks, Doime Kemisha, like he thinks he doesn't have a Kodesh Baruch Hu in his life. But really he has. You have to show Kodesh Baruch Hu is right there with him. And the Gemara says, what is the Olam Haba? Anybody who was low is high, anybody who is high was low. Right? You know, in this world, they think this one is big. This one is
upside down world.
It's upside down world. This is the... So after we have explained in Os Beis that the essence of tshuva is the person will hear his shame and derision and keep quiet. Through this, he acquires a divine covenant. And now, B'ezrat Hashem, I think we'll start doing it tomorrow, we will explain another bechina, another way of saying it, another expression of that principle of up, down, and what happens when you're up, what happens when you're down, the whole thing, you know, what that happens when a person hears his derision and his shame, and he keeps quiet. And the Rebbe will explain how everything is included in the letter Aleph. This...
It's like the idea of coming over for Hashem. How can you leave Eretz Yisrael? Because those who are above have to go down. You haven't started. And those who are below have to go up. You know.
You should know that, by the way, this Indian of the Shulchan Aruch says Mefurish, you know, that there's a Dvar Mitzvah you can leave Eretz Yisrael, and I don't recall if it's the Molcha, wherever it is, it says it. The Paschal is over there that to be Mishtatech al Kivet Tzadikim is considered a mitzvah for which you can leave Eretz Yisrael. It's Psak Shulchan Aruch. It's not Dimyon. It's not a, you know, like Hasidish. You may stop the tape.